I don't like vegans. Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. So in response to all of the why I'm no longer vegan videos being put out, the fearless leader of veganism, Freely herself, has put out a statement demanding that all true vegans make videos stating why they are still vegan, and as good little soldiers, we must oblige. I'm still vegan basically because I no longer think meat is appetizing. I don't like the way it smells. I don't like the way it looks. I don't even think I would like the way it tastes anymore. I really don't like cheese. I really don't like dairy. I don't like eggs. Again, I don't like the way it smells. I just don't like those things, and I'm very happy and content with the way I eat. That's why I'm still vegan. I'm also still vegan because I see the impact that the meat and dairy and egg industry has on our environment, on our health, and just on the well-being of creatures that we share this planet with. There's a negative impact there, and I don't want to participate in that. So I'm vegan. I don't really know how people who are making these videos drag this out for longer, but it's as easy as that. It's very simple. I choose not to eat these things because of these factors. That's it. Well, yes, I am a vegan. I eat a plant-based diet. I try to avoid buying things that are tested on animals, like makeup and hygiene products and cleaning products, or items like that that may contain, some animal byproducts of sorts. Clothing, I don't buy wool, leather, silk, those kinds of things. I really try to be conscious of what I'm buying and aware of the process and what it took to make that item available in a grocery store, in a store, on a shelf. I fit the definition of vegan. I don't like vegans. And that is very general. There are vegans in the world that are really lovely people, or at least they portray that way on on the internet. It's the vegans who would look at me and say, how can you live with a person, let alone be married to a person who is not vegan? And I am less of a vegan by association because I'm married to someone who eats animals. I want to talk about the standard of veganism. So it seems to me that vegans hold non-vegans to one standard, and then they hold vegans to a whole nother standard, a whole other level. And it's not fair. It's almost like you can never be vegan enough until you have pretty much like isolated yourself from all of society and run away from responsibilities and real life. And then you are, even then, probably not even a true vegan. You're probably still missing something. So these vegans who are responding to these no longer vegans when they make the videos explaining why they have gone back to eating meat and animal products, and then maybe making a video showing that they're eating those animal products. We all know who I'm talking about. They always reference the definition of veganism, which is the following. Veganism is a way of living which seeks to exclude as far as is possible and practicable all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. So they always, from memory, list off that little definition and then basically say there's always a vegan way, so why aren't you doing that now? Well, the thing is, there isn't always a vegan way, and if there is, it's almost like in the meantime, while I'm searching for that vegan way, I'm gonna do this because, hey, my health is deteriorating and the diet I'm currently on is not helping. And I just need a little bit of relief and improvement. And I can already hear the comeback. Animals need a little bit of relief, you know, their lives need improving. Yes, it's true. But sometimes as a person, in the definite, as far as is possible and practicable, sometimes in order to better the world, you have to take care of yourself. You have to be a little selfish. You have to look out for yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, your life and your health fall apart. You are no longer there to make improvements in other aspects of the world, whether that be environmental impact, personal impact with like the people around you. Vegans don't like to think of that. All they think about are the animals, the animals, the animals. And while yes, I agree, you also have to take into consideration mankind. And yes, there is a social issue. There are social issues that surround veganism, but at the end of the day, we have to make decisions for ourselves. Oh my gosh, everything I say, I can hear the vegan stereotypical comeback too. So I hear it in my head. I've heard it all. It's all in my head. I hear it. But like sometimes you just have to take care of yourself. You have to do what you believe is best for yourself. And unfortunately, yes, that sometimes means someone else suffers. Yeah, it's true. And if only we lived in the perfect world where all of our actions never negatively impacted anyone else. Veganism is supposed to be a peaceful diet, a compassionate diet. Well, where's the compassion for your fellow human, your fellow mankind? Like, where is the love for them and the empathy and the sympathy, and be like, I see you suffering, and while I don't agree with the choices you are making to end that suffering, I see you suffering. Period. When you see someone suffering, you want to help them. Just like when you see those animals suffering, you want to help them. This is your own kind. This is your own people. This is the same animal as you, if we're going to go on a like animalistic level. Like, animals defend their families, their kind. Lions will not hesitate to protect their children and their pack. Wolves will stop at nothing to make sure that their pack survives. If we are talking on an animalistic level, why are we not like that? Why are we more concerned with other things than compassion for our own kind? Yes, I have seen animal cruelty. I have witnessed animal cruelty, and it breaks my heart. If we are equal to animals, then it should break your heart when you see another human suffering because of what they're eating is not helping them. They have every right to do what they need to do to protect themselves. That means internally protect themselves, to help their health. I don't want to call them leaders, but these big names that we all know in the vegan world, like these vegan role models, they are not people to look up to though, who think that people who choose to eat meat should be killed, who should die because of that. They always find fault in other vegans. As a vegan, they always find fault in someone else's veganism. That, again, you're never vegan enough for them. You're never good enough for them. Which, I mean, why do we care? They're just annoying people on the internet. When I watch like a reaction video of these vegans getting so angry at another person for eating, I cannot help but sympathize with the person they are responding to. I wish that person didn't have to eat eggs, or didn't have to feel like they had to eat eggs or fish or meat or drink milk or whatever it is. At the same time, I know what it's like to suffer because what you're eating is hurting you. And so you will try everything and anything to fix it. I'm still a vegan, but I'm not gonna shove it into someone else's face and point out why they're wrong. You don't need to constantly be finding error in other people as something as mundane as the food choices we make. Maybe instead of making your moral compass based on a person's diet, base your moral compass of other people on, are they good people? Are they kind? Are they loving? And of course, there goes the old, the vegan comeback. Well, if they were loving, they wouldn't hurt animals. That's just one small part of their lives. Is a person who is a vegan a better person because they're vegan, even if they go out and murder other people and rape other people? But they're a vegan, so it's all good. That's just, being a vegan is just one aspect of that person's behavior. They're still a despicable human being. Why? Because they're hurting their own people. I am vegan, but it's not who I am. It's just part of me. It's just a small fraction of what I am and who I am and what I'm capable of. Like, it's just how I live, and I don't think about it, and I don't try to make other people be vegan. And if you subconsciously feel guilt when I say I'm vegan, that's your problem, not mine. When certain vegan activists are filming on the street and doing their activism and talking to people, and a lot of people will talk to them and be like, oh, well, I'm a vegetarian. And they're like, well, then why aren't you vegan? Well, they're a vegetarian. That's why they're not a vegan. It's because they're a vegetarian. It's not good enough. I think that if you are able to decrease your consumption and use of animals, even just a little, you're making a difference. Maybe you do meatless Mondays, that's your contribution. You're acknowledging that there is something wrong in the world, and you're doing what you can. You're doing what is possible and practicable for you. That doesn't make you a vegan, but you're doing what you can, and I think that's great. And these vegans, these vegan activists never acknowledge that effort to make a difference. I think there's a big black hole, an error in veganism, and I think it's the people who participate and make it their whole life. I think that's the problem. It's not the people leaving veganism, it's the people in it who never acknowledge people's efforts. They never acknowledge people's pain, and they never empathize or sympathize. That's the problem. That is not living a compassionate life. That is not living a loving and cruelty-free life. Because just because your actions aren't cruel, your words are, and your mindset is. And it's towards other humans. And that is sad, and that is just as heartbreaking as watching animals suffer. So this was my why I'm still vegan video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, if you agreed with me, if you disagreed with me, just remember to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. I don't talk about these things often, but when I do, it's really random. So definitely subscribe. I'd love to hear other people's opinions, so be sure to leave your opinion, comments, criticisms, questions, video requests. Anything is welcome. Feel free to leave that below, and I will see you next time. Bye!